Welcome back to the Bettors on Tuesday morning, 27th of April. We have a nice little MLB card, but only a couple of NBA games. NBA content will be less and less on the stream going forward. I'm not betting as many games. Teams are tanking, teams are resting guys. It's the final 3 weeks of the regular season. This is really not the time to start betting more games. Usually you will see like 5-10 minutes of NBA, then we will talk baseball. I mean, it's going on basically until the winter. So yeah, we are in for a long haul. All right, let's start with NBA. As always, Portland at Indiana, 4.5 spread. It's basically a 5 based on the line on bet 365. My line here would be 5.5. I show a small edge on Portland. The Pacers missing Turner and Sabonis. That's a huge downgrade in my books. Their two best players, basically. Um, Pacers won 3 straight. Blazers lost 5 straight. That's almost always going to give you value on the dog when they are on a losing streak and the opponent is on a bigger win streak. Pacers kind of looking the same even without their guys. I mean, the stats aren't really changing, but they faced a pretty easy schedule. And my issue with them and backing them, I won't be backing them, I think, for the rest of the way. They are kind of locked into that play-in spot unless they lose like 3 or 4 more games the rest of the way than the Wizards. So really, there is no point in them trying. I think they are trying to get Sabonis back to 100%. They won't like force him back soon. There is really no point. Portland, they are playing bad basketball. I'm not sure I could get on the Portland train right now, but they are kind of rated as their lowest point in the season. Besides when they were without CJ and Nurkic. But the problem is that they have a bottom 5 defense, and the offense hasn't been producing recently. Lillard isn't playing well. And they are grading as a league average offense. So yeah, I'm skipping this one. Slight value on Portland. I think they win and they cover, but I don't like either team really. Milwaukee at Charlotte, 9.5 spread, basically a 9. Road favorite, the Bucks. No injuries on the Bucks side. No guys on the official injury report. For the Hornets, Ball, Hayward, Monk still out. This is only like a 2.5 point downgrade from where my fully healthy rating would put the spread. So I show an edge on the Bucks here, especially as the Hornets have been. They have been winning some games they shouldn't have won in the last few weeks. Their offense is grading 26th in points per possession, defense grading 20th. Their point differential is like almost 5 points versus with Ball and Hayward out. So yeah, I think the only side I could look at here is Milwaukee, but I'm not really into laying this big of a number against like borderline playoff team. And if the Bucks can take it easy, they will take it easy. They know how to take it easy. They are playing. They are playing the resting game. They are in for the playoffs, and this is kind of a meaningless game for them right now. OKC at Boston, 10.5 point spread. Tatum and Kemba out for Boston. This is not a team you want to lay more than 10 points with at this point. This will be a close W for them more than likely. They also have a game tomorrow. They are in for the wins and not for the covers. OKC lost 14 straight. You cannot really back them anymore. They are scratching guys in the last minutes. They are not even trying. This is also a back-to-back for them, although they played kind of low minutes. My spread would be exactly 10.5, so I couldn't even find an edge here. Brooklyn at Toronto, 6.5 point spread. Toronto playing third game in 4 nights and the back-to-back. Average was around 32 minutes last night for the starters. Many beat writers are rumoring Siakam rest day. I've read that multiple sources. So yeah, that's something you should kind of maybe factor in. I think the 6.5 is fair if Siakam is out. I would probably make it like Brooklyn -7 if he sits. No value on Brooklyn, and I'm not looking to bet Toronto. I have been talking a lot about Toronto lately. I don't really know what they are doing. They are not really trying, but not really tanking. It's kind of they're in a bad spot. It's a lost season. You don't want this. Brooklyn Nets playing really fine. I think KD coming back and looking awesome. I think the professionalism there is amazing. They can really just move guys in and out of the lineup without screwing with the chemistry. I really like where they are heading. Minnesota at Houston, two of the teams with the worst records in the league, 1.5 point spread. John Wall is out for the season. Houston is here on extra rest. Minnesota playing third game in 4 nights, also a back-to-back. Minnesota won 2 straight games, 5-5 in the last 10. I don't know why they are trying right now. I tell you that. They got everyone back from injury, and now they are kind of experimenting with the lineups a bit. But, when you are in this position in the bottom 3, you don't suddenly start like to win games and play winning basketball. I just don't understand it. Houston lost 4 straight. They know how to tank. I think Houston will lose this game. Minnesota playing way better lately, but I'm not laying any points on the road with the second worst team with the second worst record in the league. Dallas at Golden State, 1.5 point spread. I think the wrong team is favored here. Golden State is getting 1.5 points at home. I make them 1 point favorites here. Really, it's just Wiseman that's out for them. Bazemore is also in the COVID protocol thingy. But Dallas playing their third game in 4 nights and the back-to-back. Kleber, 99% sits this one out. He was questionable yesterday, played 10 minutes, and then left the game, not looking like he will be in. Posing is likely back. He got set out last night, but you cannot really know with Dallas, and I'm not buying them at all. I think they are a bad team. They are grading as the 4th worst team in points per possession allowed in the last 2 weeks. Golden State playing a bit better, but obviously it's because of Curry. They are rested at home. I think they will get the W. But these aren't teams I want to do anything with. Lean would be heavily Golden State. I think if I had to pick a side to play today, that would be Golden State. But as I said, I show a small edge on Portland, a small edge on Milwaukee, and Golden State. But I think Golden State would be my strongest look. If there is really no reason why the Mavs should be road favorites here. This line is a bit whack. I might end up playing it, but I don't really want to. All right, 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes, 8 minutes. Let's talk some baseball. This is one of the better cards so far in the season, in my opinion. I kind of have at least a lean on almost all of the games. I think we are starting to get the flow of the season, the new ball, how teams are doing things a bit differently, etc. So yeah, a lot to talk about. First game, Minnesota at Cleveland, Kenta Maeda at Civale. Both of these guys are underperforming so far. I think Maeda is the better pitcher. I think Minnesota is the better team. And the line is moving towards Minnesota as well. My line here is Minnesota minus 108. 109 is the market number, but this opened as a pick'em. Early money on Minnesota. I can completely understand it. Maeda has his changeup is off, but otherwise he got mostly unlucky. He has a 400 batting average against him, 20% home run to fly ball ratio. He only has a 19% strikeout rate with a 15% swinging strike rate. That's a huge anomaly. That's going to get better. His ERA is over 6, but the advanced run indicators are around 4.5. So yeah, he's going to get better. Civale on the other end, I'm not liking it. 80% plus contact rate, velocity down a bit. He got lucky with the balls in play. Only a 9% swinging strike rate. Buxton is questionable for Minnesota, but I'm really close to playing them. If he is in, and this is around the pick 'em, I might be end up playing Minnesota. I think they should be kind of bigger favorites. And to be honest, I mean, Maeda is most of the signs point towards him getting just unlucky. I think the changeup will come back, and I mean, Cleveland is not a team I'm afraid of fading offensively. Casey at Pittsburgh, Jacob Junis, Ty Anderson. Anderson is quietly having an okay season. 3.8 Sierra, 24% K rate, almost a 15% swinging strike rate, hard contact relatively low. I kind of like him, but he's a lefty and righties are really getting to him. 365 WOBA, 6 plus FIP, 33% line drive rate against right-handed pitchers. Yeah, that's not going to cut it for me here. I kind of respect the KC team. I like them coming into the season. This is not a bad team, and they are just a way better lineup than Pittsburgh right now. Jacob Junis, some nice K stuff, but so far he has 52% hard contact rate, super high contact rate, almost walking 9% of hitters faced, and he's only averaging 3.4 innings per game so far. Casey as a favorite totally makes sense. My line is 2 cents off the market line, so no value here. But I'm following Junis. I think he's a nice pitcher. He can put it together. He may be even be able to put it together here. I mean, Pittsburgh, without their best bat, I think is really a nice team to face. Anderson, I'm not fading him as his season has been okay so far, and he's really a tough guy to totally beat up. So yeah, no value. New York Yankees at Baltimore, Kluber at Zimmerman. Yeah, Kluber. I'm not minus 180 on the road with Kluber. He has a 5.4 ERA, 5.5 Sierra, a 15% walk rate. Swinging strike rate pretty nice. Hard contact low. He got unlucky with balls in play. Home run fly ball ratio, everything is pointing towards positive regression, and the Orioles are a mess. Just a 74 WRC plus against righties, 27% K rate. I think Kluber could have a nice game here, but I'm not going to go and find it out laying 180 on the road. That's crazy. Zimmerman, totally fine. 12% swinging strike rate, 29% hard hit rate. He's leaning towards the fly ball side, which is pretty good this season. We've seen that offenses that are hitting more fly balls are kind of struggling. This new ball isn't carrying as well. So that's something that might give fly ball pitchers some edge here. That's something you have to track. But many fly ball pitchers have been doing way better this season. I didn't really go look into the stats that much, but just looking at the games and looking at fly ball pitchers, it feels like almost everyone is doing better than they should. So yeah, Zimmerman is a nice arm. I'm liking him, but Yankees are heating up, way better offense. I'm not going to back him here. Obviously, the Orioles not having an offense also kind of helps that decision, but I think he could be okay, and Kluber could put it together. If something, I would probably look at the under 10 here. 10 is a lot of runs. Kluber isn't totally lost. Zimmerman is pitching well. Yeah, I think I might look into that total. I haven't looked at it yet, but it just jumps off the page. I'm in a 10 total. Although I haven't looked at the weather yet in this game, as I wasn't really prepared to play the total, but this is, I think, something I will look into after the stream is over. Washington and Toronto, Max Scherzer, Trent Thornton, basically a bullpen game for the Jays. 8.5 total. I like the under here. Lots of reasons. First of all, Scherzer is great. Yes, his velocity is slightly down. He's giving up tons of hard contact if he's getting hit, but he isn't getting hit. 67% contact rate. He's missing bats. Sierra under 36% K rate, only walks 4% of batters faced, 16% swinging strike rate. Jays, not really a good team at making contact. They only average like 7.5 hits per game. Wind is blowing in like crazy. This is obviously not a bad park for offense otherwise, but Scherzer, another guy that's leaning towards the fly ball side, and the some underlying metrics suggest regression, but I don't think we will see it because of the new ball, and at least not see it here. Wind blowing in, new ball, Scherzer missing bats, Jays just whack. They are 28th in expected WOBA as a team. It will get better, but I mean, yeah, I just don't see like a sudden offensive outburst. On the other end, Wildton is ninth in ex-WOBA. They are 26 in WOBA. So they are one of the biggest positive regression candidates in the entire league so far. But Soto is out of the lineup and Turner is questionable with a bruised forearm. And I'm heavily leaning towards him not playing here. So this isn't the lineup you can expect too much offensive production from with Soto and Turner out. And Thornton is okay, and the Jays bullpen is pretty good. So yeah, I think, 8.5 with Max Scherzer. I think that's a gift. Oakland at Tampa Bay, Montas at Waka Flocka Fame. Basically the same thoughts as yesterday. We backed Oakland. Oakland won. I'm backing Oakland against Tampa Bay. I think they are overall the better team, and I think Frankie Montas is seriously undervalued. Now we don't have a line for this game, but I think Oakland will be again very, very slight road favorite, and I will be all over them again. Montas is a 6.7 ERA, but a 3.8 Sierra. He's missing tons of bats, 12% swinging strike rate. The K rate will come up, 5% walk rate. He is only giving up 26% hard contact. I really like him. Positive regression is coming. The batting average against him, balls in play, 345. That's not going to hold up. His home run to fly ball ratio at almost 20%. He got blown up in the last start. I think this is a time to buy him against Tampa Bay. Michael Waka Flocka Fame, not a fan. Last start was pretty ugly against KC. Just a 21% call strikes plus whiffs. Velocity is down. Command is off. He is allowing 44% hard contact through the season, almost a 10% walk rate. I like Oakland again. I think them as a slight road favorite makes sense. I kind of don't care where the line will open up. I'm 100% sure it will open up as around like minus 110. But this is really just not a model based handicap. This will be really just an on field handicap thing. Boston at the New York Mets. Richards at Peterson. Minus 142 is the price with the Mets. I make this minus 135, but I'm looking to bet the Mets here. David Peterson, again, a guy I think will regress positively. I like his stuff. He's missing bats, over a 50% ground ball rate, only 29% hard contact. Again, balls in play, home run fly ball ratio, left on base rate, all extremely unlucky so far. He has a 41% left on base rate. That's just criminally unlucky. Garrett Richards on the other end, 6+ ERA, 6+ Sierra. His walk rate is at 16%, higher than his K rate. Velocity down almost 2 miles per hour on his fastball. Low swinging strike rate. Righties against him have a 7+ FIP so far. Mets are one of the biggest ex-WOBA underachievers as a team. Positive regression expected from Peterson. I think we won't see a better price here, sadly. But I've talked to some guys from the Discord. Some could find the Mets around minus 131, 32. I think that's a bet. If this comes down to minus 135, I will be in on the Mets. I think they are the better team, the better offense, better pitcher, better everything. And that's kind of not reflected in this price. This is again just kind of a personal handicap. As I said, my numbers make this minus 135. Cubs at the Braves, Trevor Williams, Ian Anderson. Line here minus 163. My line is minus 160. Anderson is fine, but I'm not like amazed by him. He's a great arm, but I don't know why. But I don't especially like his style. He has a 12% walk rate so far this season. Lefties are kind of getting him, although low sample size. But he allows a 430 wOBA and a 5.6 FIP against lefties with a 47% line drive rate. Got lucky so far with 85% left on base rate. Yes, he's keeping the ball on the ground, missing bat, etc. But he's an okay arm. I'm not fading him, but he's a big home favorite. Trevor Williams is a difficult guy to hurt, keeping the ball on the ground. Again, not really wanna get into this game. I think the line is right. And yeah, the Braves are the better team. Williams is not a good arm, but he's difficult to really blow up. And yeah, Braves again, one of those bigger ex-Boba underachiever teams. We are expecting positive regression from them a lot, and pretty soon we will see if it comes. But yeah, I think this line is fair. Miami at Milwaukee, Castano at Hauser. This was a really whack opener. This total was at 7.5 when it opened. These are two bad offenses, and you cannot really expect a lot of production from them. But Hauser so far has been terrible. 1.5 whip. His K rate is at 15%, swinging strike rate at 7%. He's keeping the balls on the ground, but he's allowing way too much contact, and it's way too hard contact. Castano is simply, I think, the worst pitcher on this slate. Might be one of the worst pitchers in the entire league. He has a 3% swinging strike rate so far, 3%, and the 93% contact rate. It's just 2 outings, but still, he's also walking 10% of opposing bats faced. These are two bad bullpens at this point. Obviously, the Milwaukee one should get better, but they aren't performing well so far. Bad offense is bad park for power, but these are so bad pitchers, and they are allowing such high contact rate. I think 7.5 is bad. Now it's 8 and juice to the over, so that value is gone. But if you would be a Discord member, you would be on the over 7.5 here already. Philadelphia at St. Louis, Eflin at Martinez. I really like this one again. 8.5 total and is used to the over. Under 9 is like minus 130. If this goes towards the over more, and we can bet an under 9, I think that's probably the best bet of the day. Zach Eflin, I mean, neither of these guys are like super consistent. So either of them could blow up. This is not like the lock of the day or anything like that. But I like both the arms. I don't like either of the offenses that much. And I also show value on Philadelphia. I trust Eflin more. So far, he has been kind of okay. Some regression expected, but he's only walking 2% of bats faced, 24% hard hit rate, swinging strike rate slightly below average, but not by much. Cardinals just an 87 WRC plus against righties, 26.7% K rate, not too much power. I think Eflin will be fine. Carlos Martinez kind of improving. His last outing at Washington has been really great. His fastball velocity is up. He's missing bats. 48% ground ball rate, 26% hard hit rate. So yeah, both guys are missing bats, not allowing too much hard contact. Not really. Martinez has I think a high walk rate. I haven't wrote that down in my notes, but if I remember. But yeah, I mean, really nothing special. So with his newfound velocity, he was throwing 94 miles per hour plus in the last outing. Only walked 1. Yeah, yeah, I think he will be fine. I'm not really expecting too much from this Philly offense. Wind is blowing out again. It did blow out yesterday. I think that's kind of the reason why this total is this high. But this is still not a bad park for pitching. I think that kind of balances it out. So if this gets to 9, I'm on the under. I think at one minus 125 or better, that's fine. I already played Philadelphia. I think they are the side. Eflin is a guy I trust more. Martinez still doesn't really have those secondaries I would want. Overall, I kind of like fading the Cardinals. They are just not very good. LA Angels at Texas. Quintana at Foltynewicz. Looking to bet Quintana here. This is his second outing against the Rangers. In the first outing, he had 8 Ks in 5 innings, only 1 earned run allowed. He has a high walk rate, 20% plus walk rate actually so far this season, so it's pretty bad, but 12% swinging strike rate, 31% strikeout rate, 50% ground ball rate, only a 67% contact rate. Rangers against lefties, 73 WRC plus, 27% K rate, only a 115 ISO, and they don't walk, just a 7% walk rate. So this is a great matchup for Quintana, even if he's wide and he misses the zone. I think Texas will swing at his even the weaker pitches. This is probably the best matchup he can get overall. He closed at minus 171, the same matchup at home. That wasn't worth it. That was a bit overpriced. I think he will be overpriced again, but if not, that's the side I would be looking at. Foltynewicz, I was talking about him, not buying him. Velocity not there, almost a 50% hard contact rate, 83% contact rate, just an 8% swinging strike rate. Nothing I would really back here. And Randon is back for the Angels. It looks like the lineup is getting a bit healthier. They are playing well. So yeah, Angels for me on the road. I would probably bet this like at minus 135 ish, but we are going to get like I think pretty bad price here, so there will be no value on the road favorite. Detroit at White Sox, Urena, Giolito, minus 250 line. Not going to bother with this. This is the biggest mismatch when it comes to starting pitchers. Giolito obviously pitching kind of amazing through the season with a few hiccups. Urena, he had a nice outing, but I'm not buying him. He's the arm I'm fading the most in the last few years of the season, and it has been working out well for me. But minus 250 is insane. Marco Gonzalez, Javier, Seattle at Houston. This is a more interesting one. Javier is a guy I wasn't really fully on board with. I'm still not, but in 13 innings, his underlying numbers are real nice. 36% K rate, 5% walk. He's missing bats, 13% swinging strike rate, hard contact under 17%. He's also leaning towards the fly ball side, and that is probably helping him. 47% fly ball rate with this ball that's not carrying as much. Seattle also doesn't really have too much power. I think he will kind of roll here. Marco, lefty against Houston. That's not a good look. Astros against lefties. They do hold the 123 WRC plus so far. Only striking out 18.6% so far on the season. Marco doesn't really miss enough bets for me to back him. 8.4% swinging strike rate. Righties have a 470 WOBA and a 7.7 FIP against him. Houston is overpriced here, sadly, but this is a perfect matchup. If you are playing daily fantasy, I think Javier is a guy to back here. San Diego, Chris Paddock on the road at Arizona, Mario Kelly. Paddock slowly putting it together. The stats are coming along. He started the season really off, and the first few starts, command wasn't there. He was walking tons of guys. Nothing really was clicking, but he's putting it together. 3.5 ERA, 1.4 Sierra. He has almost a 12% swinging strike rate. K rate only at 21%. I think it will come up now that he is missing more bats. Ground ball rate 48%, 19% hard contact. So yeah, he's forcing ground balls, missing bats, not giving up too much hard contact, and the D-backs against righties, 83 WRC plus, just a 140 ISO. Their xFOBA is 320. This is not a team you are afraid of. I think Paddock will roll here. Mary Kelly, 46% hard contact, contact rate over 8. Both sides hold a 5.2 FIP or better against him. It's bad. It's really ugly. He isn't missing any bats. Velocity down on the fastball. This is going to get ugly. We've seen that the Dodgers Padres series have some lasting effects. Dodgers lost again last night. In the previous round, both the Padres and the Dodgers lost their game after the series. But thankfully, the Padres had a full day off. I would probably look at them. Paddock is one of the better daily fantasy arms to back today, in my opinion. Colorado at San Francisco, Aaron Sanchez, minus 157. Very close to my line, but we've seen some action on Colorado here. I don't agree with it. This opened up as minus 168, which is, yes, a bit too much, but there was no value on Colorado and people were still betting it. I'm close to betting the Giants here. Minus 150 would be my entry point. We might get there, to be honest. Aaron Sanchez doesn't have his velocity, and many people are kind of fading him just based on that his fastball is like sub 90 miles per hour, but he is making it work. He knows how to pitch even with his diminished velocity. He's not walking anyone, just a 5% walk rate, 59% ground ball rate, still like almost a 9% swinging strike rate. It's not amazing, but this is the Rockies on the road in a good pitching stadium. Rockies have a 67 WRC plus against righties with a 26% K rate. They are the worst offense in the league on the road. And Chichi, I'm not buying Chichi Gonzalez. He has a 3 ERA so far, but a 5.5 Sierra, only a 12% K rate, 11% walk rate, 84% contact rate. And he has one of the worst bullpens in the league behind him. I think the Giants are kind of a nice look. If we see further Colorado money, I will be fading that. Giants are also an xFOBA underperformer. They are kind of coming along lately. I think I'm completely fine laying the minus 150 with him if this gets there. Dodgers, Walker Buehler, minus 237. You know what you expect. No dice there. They are kind of overpriced. I make this minus 203, but I'm not going to get involved with Cincinnati. All right, full card breakdown in 32 minutes. Not too bad. Summing up my looks and plays, I think there is a small edge on Minnesota with Kenta Maeda. I think the minus 110 is kind of okay from a numbers perspective, but I think he's the better arm. Minnesota is the better team. I haven't played it, but if this comes back a bit towards a pick'em, like minus 105 would be probably an entry point for me. Max Scherzer at Toronto, 8.5 total. I really like the under. Nationals without two of the best bats. Scherzer missing bats. This is not a great pitcher stadium, but the wind is blowing in. Fly ball guy missing bats. Jays bullpen right, facing a depleted Nationals team. I think this is the under bet of the day. Oakland at Tampa Bay. No line yet. Oakland should be a slight road favorite. I really like what I see from Frankie Montas. I'm looking to back him. Michael Waka Flocka Flame, not a huge fan. New York Mets, David Peterson, minus 142 at home. I think if this comes down to minus 135 or better, that will be a play for me. On 5 dimes, you can find minus 131. This was confirmed by a couple of guys in the Discord. This is a bettable number. I would bet the Mets there 100%. Miami, Milwaukee, no value left anymore. If this comes back to 7.5, you should bet the over. Philadelphia at St. Louis, Eflin Martinez. I'm lacking the under, and I'm lacking Philly, but the total is moving towards the over as there is wins in the forecast again. It was there last night. It didn't really matter. I trust Eflin more. I trust Philly more. I think the side is bettable right now, but I'm really looking at the under and hoping that this total gets to a bettable 9. Quintana on the road should roll against Texas, but I think he will be way overpriced. And then San Francisco with Aaron Sanchez minus 157. If this gets down to minus 150, then it's a bet for me. All right, this is it for today. Thanks for tuning in. I will be back tomorrow. If you want to team up plays, you can go to patreon.com/thebettors and join the Discord channel. Have a great day. Good luck with your wagers, and I will see you guys tomorrow at the same time. Peace out.